actually we have 20 subject, and 20, among these 20 subject we can divide 12 clinical subject and 8 basic subject. This is our portion. This is our uh, this is our aim to finish it. So when looking the 20 subject at the same time, it is difficult because it's like how we can how 20 subject I'm going to finish it in this 1 year. This everybody, even me also, in during my preparation I was I was worried about these things. Yeah, then we have to do some plan for every day. That I what I followed, I will tell. First, we have to divide this 20 subject, whichever like first clinical and basics. In compared to basics, clinical subject we have to give more importance. But don't think the basic subject is not important. Both are important equally. We should give equal importance to each and every subject, but at the same time we should divide the subject. First 15 days we have to uh, first 15 days we have to do two subject. So we can take one clinical subject, one basic subject. First I advise to take anatomy, because anatomy is the basics for every subject. So first you start with anatomy, then at the same time you can do one another one another clinical subject with that, like oral path or perio or pedo, like that. So first you start with anatomy, then you can take any basic subject, any clinical subject like oral path or perio. So this two subject for first 15 days. So in 1 month you can finish 4 subject. Sometimes the one time may be extended. Maybe you will take 40 days or 45 days. That is not a matter. But you have to aim in 1 month I have to finish 4 subject. The timetable should not be followed every time. Sometime we can extend the time according to our convenience. I was also used to plan some timetable, but every time that's not working. Sometimes it take more than I was planned. For example, I was planned to do two subject in 15 days. So, I will take 20 days or 25 days for that two subject. Maybe the subject wise, because some oral path like other any clinic prasto, it take more times to finish that subject. So according to the subject we can extend our time. So please don't worry about that. Okay, I can't do that particular timetable. But we are first before that we should plan some. We should put some timetable. Try to do that particular within that particular timetable. But if time extended, don't worry about it. But try to finish within 5 to 10 days of your timetable. That is the main thing. We have to finish that subject. Maybe sometime it will not working, but we have to finish that subject.
So the next common question that we get from students is,
Yeah,
see, we all say that.
regarding the time management,
Mhm.
yeah, you can split your day. Like you can like I said na, maybe you in starting time you can take 8 to 10 hours for study minimum. Starting in initial days, maybe if you have exam in November, December, in starting up to May, you can take you can study 8 to 10 hours or 10 to 12, maximum 10 to 11 hours per day. But after that 5 months you can extend your time 10 to 12 hours or 14 hours you can study. That's why I follow. I saw many my juniors, my seniors, my colleagues are they are achieving during internship.
Mhm.
They are get good rank in even in aims they achieve second rank like that. So intern, first we should remove that thought. Interns cannot do good rank, cannot get a good seat, government seat. You have because we have less time like that. No, that's not a matter. If you are going college, only maybe you get only 4 to 5 hours per day. That is enough, I think. That is enough. Means you have to study that 4 to 5 hours full focus without any distraction. You have to focus on your track. Maybe you take more, you have less time, but that's not a matter. But you to try to spend that available time 4 to 5 hours per day with a focused mind. You have to maybe you take extra time also in your college, that but you have to do that focus mind. You can, you can do it. Yeah, that is very important actually. The MCQ book not covering that much, covering it's around 70 to 80% they are covering, but um, we are studying in textbook only na, so we should go through that. I will suggest you should go through that standard textbook for at least every clinical subject. We have 11 clinical subject. For every clinical subject, whenever you are stuck with the concept, the basic classification, you should we should go through that standard textbook. That's give that's making you little difference between others, because the basic concept classification for every clinical subject is very very important. Sometimes they not cover in a basic that MCQ book, either in Pulse or Dentist. But we have to go through the textbook, so that will give some memory power also, because we are used to study in textbook na, during our internship or during our final year. So it may trigger up that the world we are studying, the classification. They may ask the exact way in textbook, like a picture based question. In Perio they used to ask picture based question directly from Karansa. In Prasto they used to ask the classification of maxillofacial defects. These are an example, they will directly ask from book. So that's we can't get it from I think that Pulse MCQ book. We should just go through. I'm not suggesting to read by line, but before going through the MCQ book or any online app questions, we should go through the topic in a standard textbook. Just go through. If you find any basic concept or classification, you make it note in your separate notebook. Yeah,
So that,
it,
yeah.
yeah, the new pattern actually first it take time to during attending exam. It take extra time when comparing to the MC online question. Yeah, but they asking in the same basic concept only, but the different manner they will ask. Like in the match the following na, they will ask some simple like eruption time of pediatric tooth. They will ask suppose central incisor, which time they are erupting, 6 to 8 months, like that. We have to just if we are thorough into the basic concept, basic classification, we can attend it that one also. Maybe it it takes some time, but if you tried in like mock, you should go through various mock exam, previous AIMS mock exam, which is available in um, this Crownage app and other online app. Many app is there. So I used to attend this both in CDS online app and Crownage app. I used to attend the mock exam. That will give some confidence. You practice more, you will get that confidence. That is not big issue. Maybe you should go thorough with that basic concept and knowledge. That asking way, the way of asking the question is not a big issue. We can attend it. Yeah, means it not any tips like that. But yeah, some subject we can try to understand the concept. They are explanatory. Some subject we should, like oral path, we should mug up. Simply we should mug up. That's no other way. But we can link with some clinical images. Suppose teacher calling syndrome, we should go through that images in mind, that the child how he look like. We can just at least we should match with that feature, clinical feature with that image in our mind. That's the thing. And another one thing is the in Pulse they clearly all they given all the syndromes in clearly. we should go through that synopsis part. Very important, because we should read that synopsis part at least 3 to 4 times. Maybe it look like markup, but that is the way of doing like that subject, oral path or any other subject. The two subjects are very important when compared to others. Yeah, they sometimes they miss question from other subject. They never missed question from this two subject, anatomy, pharmacology. uh, like everyone, I also struggling with pharmacology, but the simple way to study pharmacology is, first thing, the three pattern of question they asking in pharmacology. First, they will ask classification. Sometimes they ask among this which one is topical use, like that. So first we should thorough with classification of at least 20 classification we should thorough. Then after classification they will ask the use mechanism action of drug. Maybe they ask it is a competitive antagonist, is a non-competitive antagonist, like that. So first we should know about mechanism action of important drugs, which are important to our subject. So then after that they ask adverse effects. This is the main three things. Apart from that they will ask some uses also, but mainly they will ask MCQ regarding this three concept only. Either they will ask in classification, mechanism action of drugs, or adverse effects. So for that I suggest you should go through that Spash Gupta, because they given in every classification in such a manner we can understand some concept. They give mnemonics. In view of pharmacology, mnemonics is very helpful. I also used to study some mnemonics for every like adverse reaction of phenytoin, some like that. We should make mnemonics or some simple way to remember that mechanism action or a basic concept, that basic uses of that drug. Target is NEET exam. We have to be there in within top 300, and then only we can get good clinical seat in good government colleges. So for NEET we should be there in top 300 or 500 to get government colleges. To get good clinical seat in good government college, we should be there in top 300. So for AIMS we should be there in top. Now they extend the seat in AIMS, so we should be there in top 25 rank. The rank distribution is mainly based on uh, um, how many questions you attend, then how many negative marking. This is very important. So negative marking it will drop your rank. If you get a more negative marking, then you will get less rank. Suppose the difference between first and second rank is mainly due to negative. The first rank also scored, for example, 195 the score. The second rank also get corrected 195 question, but because of he attend 2 extra question which he get negative marking, the rank will come down. It may be huge. It may be not a huge difference, but it will give huge difference in ranking. Suppose the difference between first rank and 15 rank is 1 or 2 question only. Simply 1 or 2 question or 3 questions only. The difference between first rank and 15th rank. That's the matter. So we should very much sure taking choosing that questions. Actually 70%, I should say this strict. 70% of your ranking will be based on your preparation that one entire year, and 30% of your ranking will decide by the day of exam you are doing. um, Means you should 70% is during preparation and 30% on the day of exam. On the day of exam, how you attend the questions. There is three rounds. The method of attending questions we can divide in 3 rounds. First round we should attend. First round in 90 minutes. Mostly you should attend. Suppose we are attending NEET exam, AIMS exam. Na? they will give 200 questions. In 200 question, we can divide 3 rounds: first round, second round, third round. In first round, we should attend what are the question we will surely know. This is the answer, I will know, like that question you should attend. Maybe it may be 100 question or 110 or 90, that's not a matter. But in first round, that is first round mean first 90 minutes, you should go through every question from first question to last question, 200 question. So just you go through the question, what are the question you surely know, you tick that question. But if you are any you come across any unknown question, you don't bother about it. Just leave it, just skip the question, then go on, like that. Maybe your first 90 minutes you should go through the each and every question, but you should attend only the sure question. You will know that answer pakka, that question only you should attend. It may be 100 or 110. Then second round. The second round is around, like, maybe you know the question answer also you know, but you are struggling with two option. You can eliminate two option among four option, you can eliminate the two option, but you are stuck up with two option, this one, A, B. Like that question you should attend in second round. You take some time, but not that much. You get just think that usually the first uh, answer which will come in your mind is the mostly correct. 100%, 90% it is the correct answer. You should go with that option. Maybe A is first you coming to your mind. You should choose A. The most of the question is correct. So the third round is unknown question. That if the question you, and the answer, both things you didn't know, just leave that question. Maybe in this time I attended 195 question, and 5 question I left because that 5 question I don't know any idea about that question, so I left that question. So this is a basic funda to attend the exam.